Warning, the following content is unscripted and definitely will offend your precious feelings. Viewer discretion is advised. Whoa, time out. Isn't Mexican Ironman supposed to be here today? You're right, he is supposed to be coming back today. So that means this is an official Taco Tuesday? Yes, Taco Tuesdays are back. All right, hit it.
It's Mexican Ironman.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I know you all are here to see the return of Mexican Ironman. He has been delayed. Something happened. He just contacted me. I regret to inform you.
Welcome to Mexican Ironman.
I'm here. I made it. I'm screeching into the driveway as I roll into Valhalla.
Did you send me that message just so you could break in and come in the back door?
Wah! Wah! Hold on. Now I'm gonna laugh super loud.
Good morning and welcome back, brother.
What's up, boss?
Not much besides utter chaos in the world. How are you doing, brother? How was California?
Oh. All right. So look, I got to see. Can you hear Bambino barking in the back?
No.
Okay. The lawn guy's here, and he's doing some work, and Bambino's losing his ever-loving mind in the back downstairs.
He doesn't like dark people. I've noticed that.
Bambino? He likes me, but beyond that, you know what he doesn't like? He doesn't like dogs, and yeah, he's really weird. He's really, Bambino's pretty feisty. Like he's got this kind of like he's pretty calm, and then sometimes he explodes with emotion. I don't know where he gets that from.
Yeah.
Like
who knows? Who knows where he would get that from?
I don't know where he gets that personality trait. Like he 1 minute he's really calm, and the next thing you know, he's like barking and ranting like a mother effer. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, Bambino, you need to be more like your daddy.
Dean Krantz has the right idea. More importantly, Mexican Ironman. How was it leaving California?
So let me answer the question. So I was out there for 6.5 weeks. I got there later than I should have, stayed longer than I should have, but things needed to be done. Had to help mom with literally a different project every single day I was out there, which was great. Seeing mom was great. Seeing brother was great. Seeing sister was great. Seeing my nephews, nieces, all that was awesome. Boy, oh boy, though, dealing with the California, it's so striking. This country, I've lived and worked all over this country, and I've traveled all over this country. And to go from living in California for damn near most of my life, or Florida, so California, Florida, back to California, and then South Carolina, and then to go back again, because I just left, in June, right? So I'd been gone for 6 months.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just so tense out there. And I see what it is. The people of California are just used to it. They're just droned out, and I was too. I was very much droned out and, just dealing with it. I mean, there's just things that are just striking. The traffic, the intensity of people. I was in front of a Ralph store which is like Safeway, Lucky's, grocery store. And I put my phone away, and I'm sweatpants, right? Yeah, I just worked out, went to the store to get some stuff, and I hadn't gotten in yet. And so, but I got text messages, and so I turn around and I'm just kind of out front. And I put the phone in my pocket. Someone's walking by. I'm like, hey, and I was gonna wave, hi, morning, how you doing? Like we do in South Carolina all the time. Because in the South, you say hi to everybody. It's just considered good manners, right?
Yeah.
You're walking the dog. Someone drives by. You put your hand up. You're walking your dog. They're walking their dog. You're coming in and out of a store. You hold the door open for each other. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I turn and I'm about to say hi to this guy, and he's like, I don't have any money. I'm like, what the fuck? Mexican Ironman.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious as a heart attack. It happened the second day. That was the second day I was there. First weekend I was there, I met up with Paulie, right? So we hooked up, do some business planning for his channel and all this other stuff. Great time with Paulie. Great time. Just, it was really awesome. Did some training while I was out there with Paulie and jiu-jitsu. Fantastic. He's as good, if not a better trainer as he is on YouTube. I mean, it was amazing. But so he and I decided we're going to go to the movies on Saturday night. We go see Spider-Man. Bro, we get to the building. I think he did a short video on this. I had to present my government-issued ID, definitely needed a mask, and I had to present my Vax card, or I wasn't getting in the building.
Yeah, of course. They're like $5 super chat. Hail, gentlemen. Here's to tequila, tacos, and titties. Good to hear you, Mike.
No.
And Mark the Infinitely Tired with the $1.99 super chat. Here's to 10 flavors of Fanta salsa.
Wait, what?
So let me get this straight. Thank you, Mark and Daryl. We will get you a skull here shortly. Let me get this straight. You had to present all this stuff. You had to mask up. You had to do all this. But just this Sunday, pretty much everyone that went to the Super Bowl, they ditched the masks. They didn't wear them. And that
Right.
was all in LA.
Right. And here's the funny thing too. So right when they announced that the governor Newsom was releasing the max mandate, the news media in LA, all of them said that in LA County they were not ditching any mandates and they were not changing all that shit. Now, it's just rules for thee, but not for me. Rules for thee, not for me. And I'll tell you the level of hostility and stuff. Look, there's some people in South Carolina that wear masks. Generally, they're a lot older. But there's this feeling of openness, freedom, and self-governance and accountability and responsibility. And it's kind of like this. It's like if I interact with somebody, they're gonna assume like there's just this assumption of like we're taking care of ourselves and we're taking care of each other. That's just the way it is in the South. You know, there's freedom and there's just a feeling like if you're going to come near me, I'm not even worried that you're going to give me anything because I know you're taking care of yourself, whatever that might mean for you. And you're going to take care of me and not put me in danger. Because here in the South, as I've now learned, we look after each other. We don't fight with each other. We don't create conflict with each other. We don't have distrust of each other. Now, sure, there's pockets of the South where there is crime, sure. But let me tell you what there is not in the general populace, which is a whole lot of hostility that I've experienced in all the big cities. And boy, oh boy, is it different. And man, oh man, my mom's coming to visit, so I bought her a plane ticket to come visit so she can understand what South Carolina and Southern living's like. I'm hoping she'll eventually move out here somewhere, get her a townhouse, a condo or something. But the people are just compliant. There's a lot of fear there and there's brainwashing. And look, it's well established. Masks don't work for viruses. Masks are worn for bacteriological stuff, type of stuff. I mean, masks don't work for this kind of thing. And look, I don't want to get your channel or your show demonetized, but I'm just spouting.
Oh, I'm sure that happened the second I went live, so don't worry about it.
All right. Well, all I'm saying is I'm glad to be back and I feel I'm happy for myself. Because it was tough, bro, living in California. My clients are there. My life was there. My girl
I remember.
Girl that I was dating and living with was there. You know what I mean? So, my mom's in Southern California. So I basically had to say, I'm going to get up and go. And the only person I'm going to know in South Carolina is one of my clients. And I'm just going to be by myself. That's a big thing to do. But I did it. And I'm happy. And I just didn't do it fast enough. You remember when you were telling me you were going to drive out and pack me up and get me out? And remember when we got to a point where almost daily you were starting to say, get the hell out of here. And I never asked you, but I have a sneaking suspicion that you and Paulie were talking because next thing I know, Paulie was volunteering to come up to San Jose and he packed all my shit up, and really got me on the way and stuff. So thanks to you and Paulie, those were the triggers that got me over the line and got me out of San Jose. And I'll never look back. I'll never go back I will never allow myself to change what I feel. And God, everybody watching this show on replay, everybody in the chat live, when your heart, mind, and soul tells you to do something else that's more right for you, you need to do it yesterday, not tomorrow, not someday, but yesterday.
And that's a big thing. What Dean says here. My grandfather's 12 years old during the Spanish influenza. Told me about the community working together to take care of the sick. My great grandma would make stew for the sick and grandpa would deliver. I want to tell you something. Before I moved back to Texas, I had seen some wacky stuff in Branson. Being 15 minutes up on a mountain, having to go 15 minutes into town. Up on the mountain, everything was fine. People were respectful. No one really worked against you. I saw some crazy shit in town. I saw people do some crazy stuff. I saw a woman have a literal meltdown because someone walked into a store without a mask and she was screaming at them. This woman did not work at the store. Watching people go after other people, if you went into a town, it was like a daily occurrence. You would always see someone going after someone else. I have not seen anyone go after someone for wearing a mask. I have seen plenty of people go off on someone for not. and that's
Yeah.
something that is being said of the truckers up in Canada right now, dealing with their own upheaval. That they are attacking people for wearing masks. I don't know how much you've seen of the trucker fight up in Canada.
Funny that you mentioned that because what some people don't know. So I've been watching the coverage almost daily on a live feed provided by War Campaign. Um, I've been part of War Campaign for over 3 years, and there was about 6 to 9 month stint when there was a big breakup in Comicsgate. But I'm still War Campaign, and so Pan, Gat, on the ground, Row um, has have Row's been on the ground literally every day over at the War Campaign. I've been watching them. So that's why if you look on my Twitter feed, there's a WC next to it on my name on Twitter, and that stands for War Campaign. Which some people stopped following War Campaign a long time ago, but I know these guys and I've known them for a long time, and I'm not the type of people that cancels my support just because other people get in fights. You know what I mean? There's plenty of YouTubers that I'm a fan of that don't talk to each other, but I talk to all of them.
Yeah,
Unless
you're
until
the
they do.
man.
I'm sorry.
You're the man that has always been that way. You're the guy that doesn't matter who's got a problem with who. You're there if you like them. You're there. You're not going to cut off contact because someone gets in an argument with somebody else.
I try to broker the peace. I'm not always successful, but I try, and I refuse to just because someone I follow and love doesn't talk to someone else that I follow and love doesn't mean that I'm gonna cut someone off. It's tough. It's a tough line to be, but too many of us, whether it's for mass or for YouTube conflicts, too many of us cancel. I mean, I'll give you another example. I mean, just take Captain Trick, who's in the chat right now. He and I didn't talk for a long time, but recently we've been talking a lot, and we had to get over our own hurdles. I mean, I don't have that many beefs with that many people on YouTube, but hats off to him. Hats off to hats off to me and him, I guess, for talking and working
Figuring all
out
that out
and figuring it all out, and PJ from Morville Nation who made it happen. So
that's right.
I think the thing is that it's too easy, whether it's mass, vax, whatever the issues are, SJW stuff, fandom opinions. We all have to be able to realize that we just got to talk and get along. And
Dave Bob says he hates everyone.
no,
That's,
you
I
don't
don't
hate
believe
me.
that.
You don't hate me. You love me, and I love you too. He hates everybody. That's so funny.
And Snoopy on the ground, no one is attacking people for wearing masks.
That's a good point.
That's right. That's right.
Here, I had a great conversation with George Mulhole. You know George?
Yeah.
The Giant Slayer guy.
Yeah, I know who he is. He's been doing some videos with Paulie.
Yeah, great friend and brother of mine. So George and I had a talk the other day because we were talking about some of this YouTube stuff and stuff in general, and it's fear. Fear is the most powerful and evil thing. It's fear of loss, fear of this, fear of that, fear of being wrong. By the way, you and I have said some things on YouTube about different fandoms, Star Wars and others. Fear creates a whole lot of hate.
Oh yeah,
and we need to get over it.
And especially when someone doesn't want to look bad. When someone has said something and they don't want to look bad, and they may be wrong, and you say a lot of stupid shit. You say a lot of stupid shit. I know someone recently went after Echo Base, said a bunch of unfounded, unkind things about them and a couple of other people.
And I've been wrong about all kinds of stuff. Like, for example, Ghostbusters that came out this past year, right? I thought it was going to suck, and I said I wasn't excited. Boom. Turns out the damn thing, I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain Trek, Loki, that is one thing. Communication is key, and misunderstandings come from a lack of good communication. Mr. Dragon, unfortunately, those people aren't looking for conversation. They only want to be a fake victim so they can get them Hollywood deals, or MSM will give them headlines. No offense, Mike.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'll tell you what. So I mean, I applaud what's going up in Canada. I'm scared shitless for what might happen. I mean, for those guys, God bless Fat Steven and all of my friends that live in Canada, 70s guy, regardless of what province they're in, is that I hope things go well. But I gotta tell you that I think fear of that kind of stuff might be driving what's getting people to drop these mandates, because I think these politicians are like, holy shit, things could, you know what I mean? Like, because in America, we've got a hell of a lot more freedoms than any other country.
Dave G. Sound says people have been assaulted for just wearing masks here in NOVA. Don't generalize. I didn't know. I have not seen anyone get attacked. That's just me and what I've seen. It's always been the other way around. If it's happened, it's happened. I was refused service at a Krispy Kreme drive-through because I didn't have a mask in the drive-through. I don't know if you remember me going off on that one morning. I was so pissed. I was so pissed off because I went refused. To walk in.
I pulled over on the side because it was only the third or fourth day I was in LA, and I pulled over on the side of the road, and I'm just not used to it because of South Carolina, you know. And I pulled over to, where did I go? Jamba Juice. I want to get a Jamba Juice, and the place was like had glass windows. Like the whole place was locked down. Like it had like you know, like there was just like a little thing to put the money through, and you could pay on the card on the other side of the glass, and they're behind the glass. I mean, the damn thing was like going into like a hospital, you know, like, I mean, the place is just sealed up.
Yeah.
And I walked into the lobby area. I was the only one there, and I got refused service. I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to buy one. I'm like, he's like, no mask, you can't, no mask, no service. I was like, all right, well, I said, can I show you my vaccination card? Because as you know, I went and got all those vaccines because I had to leave the state, I had a license, the whole 9 yards, not a driver's license, but my CPA. So I'm like, I can show you I'm vaccinated. I was like, no mask, no service. I was like, okay. I'm like, you guys are insane in California. You guys are freaking insane.
Thanks for dropping in, Tom. Stay cool, brother.
Well, he was up late and up early. All right. Love you, Tom.
Daryl the Derelict, I've been talked shitty to you for not wearing a mask in a parking lot.
Well, let me tell you one place I didn't have to wear a mask, and that was this weekend. Guess what me and Nick did?
What?
We went for tactical AR-15 and pistol urban assault training.
Urban assault training?
Urban assault is a 2-day urban assault training in the Tennessee Valley.
Is that like what Fat Steven's talking about here with a $2 Canadian super chat? Mike was refused because his taco had no mask on.
I don't have a taco down there. I have a burrito down there, Fat Steven.
Yeah, he's the turtle, not the hamburger.
If you know, I mean, I don't want to go camera on to prove that I got a burrito down there, but there's no taco down south of the border of Mexican Ironman's waistline, if you know what I mean.
Well, thank you, Pat Steven, for that $2 Canadian super chat.
Get it, Loki? I made a joke. South of the waist border, there's not a taco, but a burrito. Did you get it? Did you get it? You know what? I'm going to laugh for myself. Hold on. Do you hear that?
Yes, I heard that.
That's my sound effects. But see, because like your silence made me feel like this.
Oh no.
Yeah.
An inch a lotta.
Oh, you know what, Terry Rose? I see you talking smack back there in the corner, Terry. I see you. Terry Rose. Enchilada. Huh.
An enchilada.
I think so.
I meant an actual taco. What the fuck? From that, Steven.
Oh, was that my insecurity? My inner demons talking?
Yes.
Maybe that was my insecurity.
So, before we get into your tactical training, what would you have considered as far as your shooting ability? Wow, that's almost dirty. As far as your gun handling and shooting ability, where would you have classed yourself before you did this tactical training?
Well, you know for a fact, because you went with me to Dallas, I would call me above mediocre before.
Above average.
Yeah, definitely above average, like before going in. Like I'm not awful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I go to the range almost once a week until I went to California.
I considered myself crack shot, shoot from the hip, badass. Before I ever did any of that, because I used to have to do that every other week. I used to have to do quals and training every other week to stay qualified when I was working at the prison. But I could take a 30-30 lever action Winchester, shoot from the hip, rapid fire, pulling that lever back and hit a target. And dude, I'd good shots, all good shots, all in the zone. So I considered myself probably a great shot before I did that when I was working at the prison. How did you feel? Tell us about what you went through.
So let's just say the first morning, so Saturday, so it was a long day. We started at 9 a.m. both days. The first day we went 9 to 9 with only 2 45-minute breaks. Mark the tired. Please say Nick brought his AR in a guitar case. Mexican Ironman. Aha. Okay, desperado joke guy. So the first morning, let's just say things were not looking good for Mexican Ironman. I was hitting, and by the way, we had the real life targets, not the ones with numbers and shit. Like, like they look like people, and we're shooting. We didn't like nothing was less than 40 yards. It was either 40, 50, or 100.
Yeah.
Okay. And we have an AR-15 and we have a handgun. Now on the day 2, we did tactical stuff where we did close range stuff and AR-15 and 9mm and pistol drills and shit. But on the first day, Mexican Ironman could not hit the broadside of a tortilla plantation with a harpoon, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
And so, but I got a lot better real fast. I mean, a lot better real fast. This guy is unbelievable. John Farnham, he's a legend in tactical stuff. And it was intense and it was amazing. We did so many drills. Day 2, I got a funny story for you. So day 2, we're like doing different positions. We're in an open field. We got to like move, we got to go drop down to a knee. We got to move, drop down to 2 knees, move. Then we got to get in a prone position. Then we got to go in sniper stance, got to get up. Then we got to switch shoulders and shoot from like our non-dominant hand to the other hand that I've never shot for in my life. Right.
Yeah, trying to fire ambidextrous.
Bro, I burned off so many calories. I like literally my belt felt better on my jeans, on my pants on yesterday morning than it did going in Friday night. I'll tell you that much. And there was one time where we got to do this one drill where we're on the floor, prone like sniper, and then you roll over to the right and you got to shoot like from like your shoulder, like you're on the side. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then and then you got to shoot like you're upside down, like underneath a car kind of thing. And they had different barriers, wood barriers and stuff. So we practiced all kinds of stuff. There's a point where I looked over at Nick and I looked over at me and I was thinking, if someone has a drone and they're doing a camera shot of me and Nick, we're going to look like 2 beached whales shooting a Halo rifle. You know what I'm saying?
Snowed Up Live with the $2 super chat says, Cállate, Mexican Ironman. I find you puta. El Perro.
Yeah, well, you know what, El Perro? I'm ready for you now because now I'm certified in my tactical training for urban Perro assault. So bring it on, buddy. Bring it on. I am now tactical trained. But, I'm pretty good. I mean, I feel incredibly confident now. I mean, we had to take a test. It was pretty hard. So.
Yeah, I imagine. What kind of advice did they give you to continue your training?
Often.
Often, yes.
Do it often and stop doing shit that I'm good at. For example, going to a 25-yard range with the same old stupid targets that I hit over and over and over again.
One of the things you should do, and this is immediately what I was told, 500 rounds a month for the next 6 months,
said that.
And then pump that up to 1,000.
That's exactly what he said. Yep.
The more you shoot, the better you're going to shoot. So if you go out to a range twice a month, every other week, if you go to the range every other week, blow 250 rounds. Then in 6 months, double that. As long as you can afford it. 500 rounds it sounds like a lot, but when you're doing that and you continue doing it, the more you fire that gun, the more you're going to be locked in, and the better your aim's going to be. You're going to be able to control that gun a lot better than if you didn't do something like that.
Yeah.
More is better.
And Shum's talking shit in the chat. I see you, Shum, talking smack. I see that. I saw that.
Well, you have said countless times the Iron Thong.
Yeah, but I never said it was rusty. And if it
That's
is
true.
rusty, it's because down in the private regions, I'm an active shooter in the field.
That gate is rusty from
You know
use.
what I'm saying? Like Mexican Ironman. By the way, Mexican Ironman just found a new bar that where there's, let's just say, options are aplenty here in South Carolina.
Daryl the Derelict with the $2 super chat. I don't even know if Mike's seen that yet. To celebrate Mexican Ironman, X-Wing must twerk for him.
I've seen this one. Let's rip it.
Skull!
Let's go!
He said clip. I forget I'm on the fucking internet sometimes.
Yes! Look at
Like a panther. Thank you. Thank you so very much, Daryl the Derelict.
Before we move on to the topic, Nuanced Observer, is it Nuanced Observer? I think it was. Who said that? Someone said that. Nuanced Observer asked how many rounds did we shoot off. I lost count. Definitely, I don't know, 500, 600 on the AR, 15, and on the 9mm, I don't know, 2, 3 clips. We didn't do much with the 9mm. It was mostly just transition training with the 9. And it was their backup piece. So in case your AR like jammed, like a lot of guys had problems with their rifles because they weren't well maintained. Or, oh my God, the worst guy was this guy showed up, bro.
Yeah.
He literally like walked in and he looked all tactical. He looked like he was right out of that SEAL Team 6 show from CBS. You know, like he had like and then his gun bag would match his clothes matched the boots. Have you ever seen one of these guys?
Yes,
like, where
yes.
Like they're like perfectly put together. Like his watch band was camo to match his camo shirt.
Those are the paintball guys. Yeah, those are the guys that go out and play paintball and think they're hot shit.
So he comes in with this HKAR, which is just fucking pristine, beautiful. He's got all this shit, all the options on it and all that. And I look down at it, I'm like, have you shot this before? He said, well, I did 50 rounds at the range the other day. And I'm like, uh-oh. This guy had the most expensive gear and this guy had the most expensive gear and the most expensive gun. And we were waiting for an hour and a half on Sunday for this guy to pass the test. Me and Nick passed in the first. We're like, he was number 2 and I was number 3. I passed on my second try. Some guys took 6 to 8 tries to get through the test after 2 days.
Yeah.
Dude, but he looked like perfect. He looked like out of a video game. He looked like he was right out of Call of Duty, literally. You know, he had the glasses and the hat and, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And and he even had a 3X scope on top of his optical. So when we were shooting at 40, 50 yards to him, that must have meant it looked like it was 15 yards away. But he still missed.
He still missed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. I'll tell you this much. In my private life, in my dating life, when Mexican Ironman is an active shooter out in the field, he never misses the target.
No, he just sprays and prays.
Yeah.
So, Loki, does Mexican Ironman think an attack is imminent?
An attack of what?
Yeah, you got to be more specific, Pat.
I don't know. I never understand Pat S's super chats. Him and your Muslim uncle. I never understand this chat.
P90s, Mark, it is they're when you say tight to your shoulder, you got to have that thing tight to your shoulder. There is no ifs, ands, buts. Like now, I couldn't shoot that. I couldn't shoot a P90 now. I'd wreck the shit out of my shoulder. I just couldn't do it. But you have to have that tight to your shoulder. Otherwise, the damn thing will flip out of your hand. It's the first couple of rounds that come out of that P90 that are the worst. Everything after that's fine. But the first couple of rounds, no. It's because that gun's so short. Dig Outlaw. I love my P90. That bullpup design is so small.
Doesn't that
We're
thing
gonna
have a
end up-
shitload of recoil?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's
I'm
it's
not
a
sure.
it's a dude. It's like a long handgun in size. It's so small. You wouldn't believe how small those things are. It's Shum. It looks cool, but it's a bitch to use. Yes.
Well, speaking of gun range, I'd like to propose the first idea that I'm going to propose on a morning show that you might actually approve of. Now,
Really?
yeah, I mean, obviously, the Mexican Ironman Iron Thong calendar was not a successful initiative. Obviously, the Mexican Ironman Man Thong collection in silk and comfy cotton was also a failed initiative. The Men of Valhalla Sexy Time swimsuit calendar that would have featured Dave Bob, Mark the Infinitely Tired, Adega Outlaw, Daryl the Derelict, me, Chris Persia, the list goes on, you. Obviously, the Men of Valhalla Iron Thong calendar, that was also rejected. Loki.
It's true.
Anyway,
Second of 9 with $2 super chat says, look for people's gear to be a little worn. And Snowdub Live with $2 super chat says, El Last Jedi is greatest Star Wars movie, El Perro.
Well, you know what? Next time I see you in a parking lot, you better watch it before I see you, freaking El Perro de Rover, because that's gonna be the last movie you'll ever see next time. Because I'm gonna rip out both eyes this time around, and I'm gonna rip off some paws, if you know what I mean. Freaking Perro de
Didn't
Rover.
he like bust a beer bottle over your head or something in a parking lot? Didn't he jump you? And thank you, Snowdub, for the $2.
He did come up on me, and I didn't see him coming, but I turned and I handled business and I stomped his ass to the ground. The problem is that now that I know from my tactical training, the problem is I did not end the threat of Perro de Rover when the threat surfaced and the threat got in my eye of vision. I should have ended the threat right then and there, but instead I left without taking a puppy pulse. Yeah, I should have taken the puppy pulse. Yep.
Project Storytime says, Loki, can we get back to Mexican Ironman saying that he leaks downstairs?
Wait, what? What? Who said what?
Project
what?
Storytime says, can we get back to Mexican Ironman saying that he leaks downstairs? Leaks. That you leak.
I don't leak. Is my microphone getting staticky on your end, or am I okay?
No, you sound fine.
Okay. I got some kind of static here. I don't know where it's coming from. Speaking of which, my new idea is this. I think I would like to propose that in addition to probably doing this in October, I would like to propose that this spring, probably, I don't know, maybe after the Echo Base meetup, maybe in May, we do May or June. We do a Valhalla Southern pistol shooting meetup. Dave Bob, Arwen, me, Darth Arlena, anybody in the South that wants to meet up. We meet up somewhere in Louisiana, South Carolina, somewhere where freedoms reign, and we can find an awesome outdoor range. And we all bring our ping ping pew pew toys, and we meet up and we have a Valhalla regional shooting meetup in the South. Is that approved?
That's approved. In fact, Psychodorf 9 with $2 super chat says, we've been wondering about dragging gear to the meet. Anything you guys want to bring to Dallas, you're more than welcome to bring.
Yeah. We've already found a range in Dallas in October.
Oh, yeah.
That we went to, which is amazing. So, and it's really close to where the convention center's at. So everybody bring everybody's gear in October, and we'll do I'll plan like a little pre-meet, like in somewhere outside of Texas, out here in the Southeast. We'll do one in May or June, and then we'll do the other, and then we'll do a big one in October. Bring all your gear. I mean, we know exactly where to go because we've been there already. It's a great outdoor range.
Yes, it is. Pat S. Loki Mexican Ironman, do it in New Orleans. People shoot guns here all the time. Snoopy on the ground, what's happening in Dallas? RetroCon, which is a gaming convention at the convention center in Dallas, happens in October, and we are doing a Valhalla meetup. It will be, let me make sure, I'm sure it's 22nd, 23rd, I believe. We're going to do a Valhalla meetup. We will be doing that meetup for 4 days. We will be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then part of the day Monday. So,
Yeah. We'll probably go to the range on Sunday. When did we go last year? Did we go on Sunday or Monday?
we went on Sunday.
Yeah,
we
so
went
we'll
the
go
day
on
before
Sunday.
we left, I think.
Yeah, we'll do that on Sunday. So, Loki, did you see the Lord of the Rings trailer? Are you excited? Amazon's coming with Lord of the Rings. Are you excited? Hello?
To hell with you, Mexican Ironman.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yes, I saw.
When you saw the trailer, did you go like
trailer?
Were you like this?
No.
No?
No.
Oh. I'm not feeling the joy and excitement coming from you.
No toca mi ojo, pinche Mexican Ironman.
Don't touch my eye, effing Mexican Ironman. So I'm translating that and hitting the SAP button for people on the home front.
Chico de madre.
Yeah, okay. I'll touch your eyeball. I'm gonna touch your eyeball with a.
Thank you for that $2 super chat. Snow Dub Live. Captain Shrek says, Loki, I'll never be able to go to a meetup, but I want to hear about them. Oh, yeah. We're going to have a really good meetup. We're going to have a really good meetup in Dallas. Kick some ass and take some names. Yeah, I saw the Lord of the Rings trailer.
Have you talked about it yet? I mean, it just came out on Friday or Saturday, right?
I want to show you something.
All right.
I'm gonna show you something. I was gonna do this Friday. In fact, I was kind of saving this for this Friday. Let me get it pulled up here.
I need to plug my microphone back in. It's giving me a last stack. I know you can't hear it, but I can't hear you talk. So hold on 1 second.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna pop out and pop me back in.
Okay. While we wait for Mexican Ironman, I am loading up some pictures here. Let's see. You guys are going to love this. Oh, shit. He's going to have to re-log on. There he is. Okay, hold on. Let me get to you, Mexican Ironman. There you go. All right. Welcome back.
Woohoo! Perfect.
Okay, so you see this picture here. Yes?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
This is from the original Lord of the Rings. This is from Return of the King. This is one of the Rohirrim. We all have seen this, right? Yes?
Hell yeah, multiple millions of times.
Okay. All right.
I mean, come on. Okay. Oh, I haven't seen the Vanity Fair pictures.
That's Galadriel.
Really? Is
the woman in white?
Did they not have beauty salons back then?
The sorceress. Look at her. Look at her leg. Look at her leg pauldrons. They're rubber. They're literally rubber. Look at her leg pauldrons.
Is this Hollywood turning women into men?
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, just wait. Oh, just
wait.
She
doesn't even have breastplates.
This is the queen. This is the queen of the dwarves. You know what I thought when I saw this? Hercules, Hercules, Hercules! Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings! Oh, and look, it's gold dandruff.
Okay, she really needs to see a doctor about that.
Gold
I had that problem
dandruff.
a few years ago, and I use Selsun Blue. I don't know what we have in the Lord of the Rings universe, but she needs some Selsun.
I don't know what golden pooty she's been digging in, but she need to wash her hands.
Someone was getting their sexy time on and then tried to do her hair afterwards. Hashtag wash before you hairdress. Hashtag. Mexican Ironman is here to provide Loki with the... Dude, that guy looks like that CNN guy. That's not. Wait, is that a meme or is that for real?
That's for real.
That's not the picture of the fucking. Is it?
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen these images.
This is a
yet.
new character. This is a new character.
Is he from the planet Vulcan? Because he doesn't look like an elf.
Get
it?
A new character.
Vulcan?
Yes.
Oh my god, that looks like the CNN guy.
Yeah.
Nice haircut. Who the fuck's this beta bitch?
That's supposed to be Elrond.
That is not Elrond.
I was
Get
there
outta-
again.
No.
I was there 2,000 years ago.
Wow, he's pretty well shaven and very clean, and obviously uses Clearasil.
Sitting in a field
With, dude, he looks like a little beta bitch.
Doogie
Can I say that?
Howser is what a lot of people say. Yes, you
Oh my
can say
god, he
that.
does look
Doogie
like Doogie
Howser.
Howser. Oh my god, he does. But he looks like a little beta bitch. Oh my god, Man Squatch is hilarious. He's like, she needed Selsun gold. Selsun blue, Selsun gold.
I'm not I am a dark-skinned elf. I'm not allowed to enter a pale white woman. My name, my lady, is Calm River. My name.
Looks like she was getting her sexy time on while he's talking to her.
The elves call me Calm River. You see, in the 2020s, no black man can have an aggressive male name. So on that whammon, they called me Ocean. On this show, my name is Calm River.
I'm going to have to say that we have a Lord of the Rings emergency right now.
911, what's your emergency?
What the fuck is this?
This is some Game of Thrones shit they're trying. And you have to remember, Mike, they had to hire sex coaches for this show.
Shit.
To make
Let me
sure.
tell you something. Let me tell you something about me. They put me in Lord of the Rings and Mexican Ironman. If she's smoking hot, I don't need any coaching. You just send me into that game, coach.
Yes, Arwen Avalon, Little Pond. My name is Little Pond. This is some cosplay level shit.
How come he doesn't have any hair around this?
$1 billion. I'm waiting for the return of my.
You know what I just
little
noticed?
ocean.
Okay, look at this
where
picture.
my hand is. Look where my hand is, Mexico.
How come all the chicks are sitting with like grabbing their crotches like dudes like at an NFL game or baseball? You know, like how in baseball guys are always grabbing their crotch because they're wearing a jock strap. You know what I mean?
Because she's waiting for the return of Little Ocean to enter her like a calming stream.
You know, I don't know about, okay, ladies in the chat, help me out here, but generally I don't see women just chilling out with their legs open, grabbing their crotch like dudes do. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not with the right kind of gal. But the gals that I'm with typically don't sit with their legs open, grabbing their crotch. But hey, maybe I'm going to the wrong bar. I don't know. Okay, what the fuckery is this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you think of that, of those effects? Huh. Is he saying the rosary? What is he doing there? Cordero de Dios.
He may be holding the one ring. I don't know if they're trying to hide it.
Zoom in.
This is a seal door though. This is the guy that cuts the ring from Sauron's hand after his father is killed. So they have confirmed that this is a seal door.
Well, it looks like he's praying the rosary. Why would that be happening?
I have no idea.
And he should be on his knees. Actually, he should be doing this at all. What is he contemplating?
I don't know. I haven't
Jesus
watched it.
shots are so fucking weird.
Brandon, the anime guy, with $4.99 super chat. Pump my head up for a few, and who do I see? Mexican Ironman going, oh no! Face palms all around with this supposed Lord of the Rings bullshit. Absolutely, and thank you so very much, Brandon, the anime guy, for that $4.99 super chat. Darth Arlino with the $5 super chat. I hate so much how everything is being ruined. Leave our precious alone. Effing Hollyweird. Absolutely, Darth Arlena. Everything is being taken and twisted because they have to be right. You're wrong, and they have to be right. And that is the thing. That is the thing we've seen. I'm going to pull all of this, what we've talked about, in together today. Mexican Ironman. So give me just a second and let me get this out.
All right, I'm going to talk to the chat for a minute. Mark the Infinitely Tired, he says, where is the Mexican representation? Mexican Ironman, the Latinos have been ripped off again. Yes, you're right, Mark the Infinitely Tired. I say this. Where are the Mexican construction trolls, dwarfs, whatever the fuck? You know, where are they? Someone built this castle. Had to have been Mexican. I mean, if they're going to have representation, let's throw some Mexican, let's insert some Mexican construction dwarfs or elves or trolls or whatever we're going to insert here. Well, they wouldn't be elves. Well, they probably wouldn't be trolls or dwarfs either. But whatever. We need some kind of Mexican insertion here because, you know what I mean? The elves didn't build all this shit. They're too fancy pants for that. So where's the Mexican I'm kidding. Don't put any Mexicans in this. I'm just teasing.
We started off this conversation talking about rules for me or rules for thee and none for me. That's what we started talking about the Super Bowl, talking about what's going on in LA, what's going on in other parts of the country. They honestly believe that they have to hold our hand and show us how wrong we've always been. If you look at lordoftherings.net, if you look at what Amazon has done, we are all wrong. We are all horribly wrong. And they'll be waiting for us to come to them on our knees. This came from lordoftherings.net. On our knees, begging them for forgiveness. Because of how wrong we're all going to be. How wrong we all are for daring to speak up about how this is all bullshit and this is not what Tolkien wrote. There is a article that specifically states this, Mike, and I don't know what the hell they've been smoking to say this. Is that Tolkien was afraid and left all of this out of his work because he was afraid it wouldn't be accepted. It's all a well-known fact. Tolkien left all of this out of his work because he was afraid it wouldn't be. There's no sense of this anywhere.
That is horseshit.
In his work.
What? This is some of the boldest writing that's ever existed in the human condition. And it's about courage. It's about the entire everything about this what do I call it? Universe, world, trilogy. I mean, it's all about courage and bravery in a multitude of ways. I mean, here. Let me show you some real courage. I know that as a professor, his type of work that he did when he did this wasn't something that was looked fondly upon. Okay,
No.
as a writer, as a writer, and yet he had the vision and the courage to see that vision through and write something. Did you know that this thing sells more copies than the Quran?
Yes.
You know,
the only thing that sells more copies is the Bible.
The Bible
Yes.
is the only thing that sells more copies to this day, to this freaking day. And I said this a long time ago. I think I was on RK Outpost channel. This is 6 or 8 months ago. And I know that they had bought the rights like a long time ago. And I think I remember Gary talking about it. But when they made the announcement 6, 7, 8 months ago that they were, as to when that would be released, I said this then. I said, look, messing with Star Trek is one thing. Messing with Star Wars is another thing. If they mess with Lord of the Rings, they have no idea what kind of shit what shit show that they might be getting from fans. They have no idea. I would not classify myself as a hardcore Lord of the Rings fan. I'm not. Am I a fan? Yes. And if it were any other property, I would classify myself as a fan. But with something like Lord of the Rings, take a guy like you. A guy like you is like a black belt compared to me, where I'm like a white, yellow, green belt in terms of Lord of the Rings. But I am still a fan. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you this much. After all the shit they did with Star Trek and Star Wars, and now this shit, bro, it's starting to get hard to be a minority and be a fan because this shit's embarrassing. When you're tokenized, yeah, I don't even know this is just so fucking frustrating. And these guys have no idea what they're getting themselves into because Lord of the Rings, from my knowledge of the last 20, 30 years, okay, which is only part of the history, is that Lord of the Rings fans are a different breed. This is a property that transcends language, nations, continents, generations. I mean, there's people whose grandfathers, fathers, sons, they're dealing with generational fandom. They're dealing with fandom in multiple languages because this thing also has been translated into a shitload of languages, from my understanding. So if they mess with this and they mess with this poorly, they have no idea the shit show. I think that they're going to come back and the blowback that they're going to get is going to be tremendous. And if it's starting out and it's not even out yet, holy banana shit. I'm just reacting to this live. I haven't seen any of these Vanity Fair things. So,
Dega Outlaw said the quartering posted some of the script dialogue. It's so very amateurish. Nothing close to leaving a middle school level.
Uh-oh.
And Snowdog Live with the $2 super chat says, Nueva Lord of the Rings es bonita pinche putos el perro.
Translated, that means the new Lord of the Rings is beautiful. You freaking beeps. I can't say that word on your stream. Beep.
Thank you. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Snowdog Live.
Well, I guess you're not looking forward to that. Are you going to watch it?
I'll give you my response right here. This is what I want to do to this new show. I will watch it. But this is what I want to do. And this is for all the super chats out there today. Thank you guys so very much for your super chats. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. Skol! We're gonna burn that son bitch down. That's what we're gonna do to this shit. Burn it down in Smog's Dragonfire.
All right.
Yes, this was the first writing job for a lot of the writers that were attached to it. You don't get a job like this as a first time coming out of the gate writer. There are people that were that were basically running this show that aren't going to be attached to it after the first year. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the first year being so bad that you're just like, nope, I'm done. I'm done. First year. A lot of shows are getting that. They will start a show, they will plan it out, they're the showrunners, and then after that first year, they're gone. It's done. They're done. Somebody else can carry it.
Well, we just got to create our own stuff, and when we find our friends that have created their own fandoms, we need to support those.
Project Storytime Lord of the Rings is an epic yet simple story of good and evil. That's why it's so well lived the world over. It's true. That's true. And they're going to turn it into Game of Thrones. They want Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings. They want their own Game of Thrones to compete with HBO. Can you imagine this? Put this down, if you will, before me and Mexican Ironman get out of here for the day. Could you imagine George R. R. Martin coming along and building a world that is largely based on Lord of the Rings, heavily inspired, but he wants a more adult Lord of the Rings. Okay, he wants it more adult. Lord of the Rings was never adult enough. We're going to make this a lot more adult. We're going to have dragons in it. We're going to have all this cool shit. And he goes on and he makes Game of Thrones. And then that gets picked up by HBO. And they do this show. that is largely inspired and based off of Lord of the Rings. Now, Amazon wants to make a Lord of the Rings that is more Game of Thrones than Lord of the Rings. My lady, my name is calm ocean, and I will enter you calmly like an ocean, like ocean water.
No.
Move your creamy white thighs apart, and I will enter you like a calm ocean. That
doesn't sound very Lord of the Rings to me.
That does not sound very Lord of the Rings to me either. That sounds very Game of Thrones-ish. They had to hire coaches so that they could get through emotional coaches, so we can get through the sex scenes that are going to be in Lord of the Rings. My elven queen. Oh, we tussled and bustled down the Dwarven Queendom. The Queendom. It's the Queendom now. The Dwarven Queendom.
Wow.
Tussle and bustle. Things get hairy, if you know what I mean. Down in the Dwarven Queendom. It's going to get ripped apart. I'm not going to be the only one doing it. You think I'm going to be the only one doing this now? No, it's going to get ripped apart and burned to a crisp. I can only wait to see what Gary over at Nerdrotic. I've already heard a lot of what he has had to say about this, but I can't wait to see his review of it. I know it's coming. Ours will be hitting, and as soon as I watch it, you're going to get a reaction from me. You're going to get some reaction videos from me, and we're going to talk about it on this show in the mornings. So, I know I've talked to Josh from Project Storytime. He's going to be a part of this with me. I would love to have you on as a reviewer, Mexican Ironman, and get your thoughts on it. Someone that is not directly connected so much, who hasn't read all the books, who hasn't, you've seen the movies, but
oh yeah, for sure.
So I would love to get your would you consider yourself a normie?
Oh, on this property, yeah. Like, I consider myself a black belt on Star Trek, a black belt on Star Wars. I mean, maybe not super udon, more Star Trek than Star Wars. But yeah, I'm definitely a normie when it comes to Lord of the Rings. I've seen all the movies. I read the first book, not all of them, and I've seen all the Hobbit movies. And yeah, let's do this.
Arwen Avalon says, plot twist: Cool Waters and Elrond run off together, but their elven love breaks too many traditions, and they're forced to comply with normalcy in the elven kingdom, and are separated, and Elrond has to marry, and then has a little girl that he swears will never love any man because he couldn't. Oh my God.
Wow.
And that's why he doesn't want her with Aragorn. Anyway, thank you guys so very much for being here this morning.
If loving an elf is wrong, wait, no, hold on. If loving a black elf is wrong, we don't want to be right. I can only imagine the song that they're going to play, when they're hooking up,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, sorry to interrupt you, boss.
Will we see elf orgies? I don't know. I don't know. Thank you guys so very much for being here today. Thank you for hanging out with us today. And Brandon, the anime guy, who's been a member for 4 months and is a member of Loki's Army, says, this is why I have gone almost entirely anime for my entertainment needs. Watch Record of Lotus War, Ben Slayer, Rise of the Shield Hero. God, I love Rise of the Shield Hero. Or that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Yeah, anime is where it's at. Gladriel is a strong, independent woman, and she will be crying in hallways. Slay Queen. That is something that we've got to talk about.
Wow.
When they had Gladriel's scene where she says, I will no longer sit idly by and do nothing. I will go to war and stop the War of the Rings, every one of the production team got up and was like, "Oh my God, yes! Yes! Oh, stunning, brave! Oh my God, yes!" All while seal clapping. Snowed Up Live with a $2 super chat. El Perro de Negro as greatest supervillain ever. Thank you, Snowed Up. Guys, we're out of here. We will be back next Tuesday. Everyone take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. And thank you guys so very much for being here. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.
Taco Tuesday!